Hi, Steve from Ludi here, just to give you a bit of context and a quick walkthrough on how to use the simple launch plan. Before I take you through the template, I just want to show you where it came from. When we were rebranding, we had to look at all of the tasks that we would have to take care of before the launch, on the day of the launch, and post-launch. So this board here is how that session actually went and what led to us creating the simple plan template. So I'm going to quickly go through the time machine here. If you don't know what that is, you can go click on your board name, scroll to time machine, and then what that's going to do is going to take your board back to the very first step so you can watch it replay again. Once it's ready, you'll see a little play button at the bottom, click on that, and then you'll see your board coming back to life. So I'll scrub through here quickly, but let me just pause for a second. First thing we did was created categories for all the different types of work that we wanted to do. We pulled those categories across to our main to-do section. Once we had all of our categories ready, the easiest thing that we found was to then apply these categories to the sticky notes as tags. I'll show you how to do that when we get back to the other board. But you can see then how we quickly started to categorize them into tasks that needed to be done before the launch, tasks that could be done on the day of the launch, and anything that could wait until post-launch. One thing you're not seeing here is that myself, Jamie, and Steve are all working on this board together, moving things around and dragging them into the different sections. So once we had everything ready in terms of before, on the day of, and after, we created these work streams so we could pull them across and go, okay, Jamie can take care of these, Steve needs to take care of these because they're technical, and I can take care of anything non-technical, brand, marketing, or website related. We found this process extremely helpful in understanding the scale of the tasks that we had to complete in time for the launch of the new brand, which is what led us to building the simple plan template. To give teams the opportunity to work through this really effective and really straightforward template. So like you saw in that previous video, or in the demo of our actual board, the first thing to do is just come in here and start creating your tasks. Think about what needs to be done in order for this launch to be successful, or as successful as you can potentially make it. Once you've got all your tasks, it might be helpful to categorize them, because then you can apply tags to them. So if I select all these stickies, and I create a topic group, so create a topic group, and let's just say this has got to do with emails. Now, I've got all of these stickies inside this emails category, and anything else that pops up that makes sense underneath there, I can do that, and I can apply the tag, which means that all of these are going to have the email tag applied to them, so I know which section of work they belong to. Then, as you're working through all of your tasks that you've populated into the launch, you can start dragging them across to where it needs to happen. Now, because they're changing color here based on the color that's been set for the zone that I've created, I'm still retaining the actual tag so I can see what the task is related to. Once you've gone through the process of adding all of your different tasks to your time buckets, you can either drag and duplicate them to a specific person, or you can just pull them off completely. You don't need to keep them into this section. It's just helpful to see what needs to be done by when. You might even want to go further and say, okay, all of these need to stay to that color because I need to know if it's a before, launch date, or post, and then you can keep them like that. Or you can add an additional tag if you really want to. You can add an additional tag by clicking on the sticky note, saying that, and say before. Equip it, and then I can stick it onto the other ones. And that's how to work through the very, very simple launch plan. It's not supposed to be a how to get everything done. It's more a case of looking at the scale of the work and making sure that you're planning appropriately so that you hit that launch deadline. Hope you found this helpful, and I hope you enjoy using the template. Cheers.